Well, good morning. It is 5:30 a.m. It is a beautiful day, and today I am going to be attempting my 9th summit up Mount Baldy. I'm excited, so let's get going. This little paved section for the first quarter mile or so, it's like the only easy portion of the hike. It's a nice little warm-up to get started. And this is the first time it gets a little intimidating because that's Baldy Bowl way up there. And in about 2 hours or so, we got to make it all the way to the top of that ridge line up there. Whew, got our work cut out for us. Beautiful though. I'm not sure if you can see it on the camera, but it's a super clear day. And you can see the Pacific Ocean from here. It's absolutely beautiful. I know a lot of people do this for time. Basically racing themselves up and down. For me, it's not about the time. I just thoroughly enjoy the hike. This trail has no service, for me at least, so it forces you to disconnect from social media, from life, and just be alone with your thoughts and nature. And I just like to relax and take my time. It's just beautiful, the whole thing, up and down. All right, easy part's over. Here's where the fun begins. Whew. Well, it's just about 5:45 and you can start to see the sun hit the top of Baldy Bowl up there. This is why I like to start early, so I'm not hiking in the extreme heat. At least to get the first hour out of the way in the shade. So the last time I did this trail a couple months ago, I was 250 pounds and I was carrying camping gear, and I camped at the summit. Today, I am not carrying camping gear, and since then I have lost 40 pounds. It is wild how much easier this trail is with all that less weight. I don't know what kind of plant that is, but it is kind of quirky and cool looking. I know people who aren't used to nature are a little worried about the possibility of running into bears and mountain lions up here. Well, of all the hikes I've done in this mountain, I've never seen a bear. I've never seen a mountain lion. I've seen a lot of deer, a couple bobcats, a couple coyotes, a lot of squirrels, and billions upon billions of chipmunks. There are so many chipmunks on this mountain. Well, the current time is 7:50 roughly. So we made it here to the ski hut in about an hour and 55 minutes. I consider this to be around the halfway point. The second half takes a little longer because it's a little more strenuous, but this is where I generally stop, grab some water and a little snack break. I'll give you a little tour around here in a second. You can actually pay on the website to stay here. There's a little outhouse over there. Inside there's a couple beds and a small kitchen. So the ski hut was built in 1936 by mountaineers. It sits right around 8,300 feet, I believe. And the name of the trail that we're coming up to do our summit is called the Ski Hut Trail. So it's one of the shorter trails to the summit. However, due to it being the shortest one, it's also the most strenuous with the most feels good to take the pack off for a minute. Now, right behind the ski hut, about 100 yards up the trail, there's a small river. You can drink water there, but I'd recommend bringing a filter, like any outdoor nature water you're drinking. But in a pinch, I've used it, didn't get sick, didn't die. So there is water on the mountain every single time I've hiked up here. Year round, there has been water there. So it's a pretty stable source of water. All right, time to get going again. Well, we finally got hit by the sun, which I'm okay with because we've completed at least half the hike. So now we can enjoy a little sun. Very intimidating looking up at the Baldy Bull Ridge, knowing that that's a lot of elevation gain I have to complete just through this little wooded section. Probably my least favorite part of this hike. The good part is it's in the shade, so can't complain too much. During the winter, when this trail is covered in snow and ice, these little ice chutes built up, and people get too close to the edge and don't realize they're not on the trail anymore, and they step on some ice and catch the ice chute and go launching down hundreds of yards. A lot of people die on this mountain that way. Gotta watch for those in the winter. They'll get you. I don't know if the camera's even able to capture this elevation gain. It's where we came from and where we still gotta go up. You can see the clearing up there. This sucks. Oh. Well, we made it to the top of that hard stretch. And the bowl looks a little closer now. It's getting a little less intimidating. I don't know if you can see how steep that is that you come up. So once you get past that little forest section and get into this clearing, it can get a little confusing with the trails because they split into like a million trails. As long as you stay pretty close to those guide rod things right there, it'll get you to the top. You don't have to be on one particular trail, but keep your eyes on one of those guide rods and you'll find your way up there. Well, we're getting close. A lot of this top is just loose rock, so hiking poles help a lot. I can't tell you how many times I've slipped and fallen while hiking through this section. I didn't film it because it would have been kind of weird, but I just passed a old naked dude hiking down. Kind of weird. Good for him though, I guess. Living your best life. You get to the point in the trail when this old wooden sign is on your right and this newer sign is on your left, look directly down into this valley and you'll see plane wreckage scattered all along this valley. You can see a fuselage and landing gear right there. I can see a wing down there. And if you go down there, you can see just tons of it. In 1949, two U.S. Marine Corps Hellcats were flying a training mission here and they both crashed into the side of Mount Baldy. The bodies were recovered, but they weren't able to recover the wreckage, so it's still down there. You can hike down there, but I wouldn't recommend doing the summit and the hike down to the wreckage in the same day, unless you're an experienced hiker or you know this mountain pretty well, because this is all loose gravel, and even though it looks like it's pretty close, it kicks your butt and takes a lot of energy to go down there and then get back up. And if you get down there, it's very easy to get disoriented as to where the trail is, and you can get lost and have a hard time finding your way out of the valley. So you can definitely do it, but I'd use a little caution trying to do the summit and the wreckage in one day, unless you are decently familiar with this area or have a lot of energy. It's getting a little warm up here. Luckily there's no wind. It is so nice and peaceful. That's so rare up here. When you see those two posts, you know the end is near, because that's the summit up there. We are so close. Getting excited. It's June 2nd and you can still see a little bit of snow up here on West Baldy. That's wild. That's it. Summit number 9. We've made it. Let's see, current time is 9 o'clock. I did.
Whoa.
It's not official until I touch the sign. It is 10,064 feet, 3.5 hours. Oh, that's it, guys. 10,064 feet. Summit number 9. Well, we made it. Number 9. You can see West Baldy off there with a little bit of snow on it. And now begins the descent. Running down helps cut off a lot of time, as long as you don't trip, which I do pretty much every time. Alright, so we're making really good time. So I thought, since I got the spare time, I have water, and I still feel good and not exhausted, I'm gonna hike down into the valley there and see if we can find some of the U.S. Marine Corps Hellcat aircraft wreckage. I can already see a little bit from here. So we're gonna descend down here into this valley and see what we can find. See if I can do this without falling down it. It's just all loose gravel. All right, looks like we found our first piece of wreckage. Not 100% sure what portion of the aircraft this is. Like I can see a wing down there in that brush. I'm trying to make it down there to the wing. We found some more wreckage. A whole bunch of it here. And there's just, it stretches all the way down this little valley. I don't know much about aircraft, but that kind of looks like, I don't know, part of landing gear maybe? No clue. See what else we can find. I can see something metallic. Whoa! Man, this incline is killing me. It's all gravel, so it's very hard to keep your balance. If you take your eyes off your feet for a second, you'll lose it. There's a chunk of something right there. Got some more here. Some kind of control panels. And there's a wing of sorts. So once you find yourself to all this wreckage, it's all around you and you keep seeing it farther down the hill, so you keep wanting to go to the next thing, and it gets really disorienting and you can get lost really easy in this valley. This is where a lot of rescues happen. You lose sight of the sign where I originally came down into the valley. One really good thing to look out for to try to find your way back to the trail, because it's very hard to tell here, is that tree right there with no branches. That is just a sharp, like a toothpick. If you can get to that tree, you're good. It's the only one that looks like it around here. Been here so long, it's starting to grow into the brush. Well, there's so much wreckage in all these trees and all this scrub, and going all the way down that valley. Just when you look over that edge, it's just as far as you can see, there's just chunks of metal from aircraft. I would love to go down there and show you all of them, but if that is a long descent and I don't feel like taking that long hike all the way back up. It's like climbing this mountain twice, so we'll have to save that for another day. I've already done the summit, so I'm a little winded, but yeah, there's a ton down there. It's just everywhere. All these bushes have it. There's a bunch there, and right around that corner there's another wing, and you can see the little pieces of metal scattered all along the ridge line there. But getting down there and getting back up is, I've done it before, it's wildly strenuous. That's a whole adventure on its own. So I'm gonna head back up to the trail and start my descent. Almost there. it's just pure gravel. So you take 2 steps forward and it's 1 step backwards. But the trail should be right up there. All right, we're back on trail. Now to continue our descent. It's just all soft sand and gravel. Oh, no, slow down. Oh boy. So I stopped here at the ski hut to have a little lunch on my way down, and these 2 birds decided they want to be my friend. So I'm going to see if I can give them a little food, if they'll like it. I have made friends. Well, I have made it back to the trailhead. Hope you enjoyed watching it. Just so you know, this is my first time using a GoPro, so I apologize if the angles, the lighting, or the settings were off. It's a work in progress, so hopefully I get better in the future. Also, I'm not really expecting anyone to actually watch this whole video through, so if you did, thank you. I appreciate that. Hope you all have a great day.